Hey, what's up guys? Flemel here, bringing you a video on the Battle for Azeroth Alpha. So today I wanted to talk about what is arguably the most anticipated new feature coming with Battle for Azeroth, the Island Expeditions. I think people are a bit more excited about, or at least tend to talk about the allied races more, but when it comes to gameplay, I think what people are most curious about are the Island Expeditions. What they are is a 3v3 scenario that you can queue into either solo or with a group, where you are transported to a random procedurally generated island to face off against either three NPCs or three actual players of the opposing faction to try and race to gather 6,000 Azerite. There are a few ways to gather Azerite on the island, which would be you can find chests around the island, you can find mining nodes, which you don't need mining for, thankfully. You can kill all of the mobs that are randomly placed around the island for Azerite, or you can actually kill the other team for some as well. So there's a bit of a PvE kind of PvP hybrid thing going on, which is interesting. I think it has potential. To queue up for it on the alpha right now, you have to go to a physical location, like an actual mission board, which is a little annoying. I think on live, it will be sort of like the random heroic or random battleground queue system. But for now, during the testing, you actually have to go to the table and queue up, which is annoying. But that's also why I think it's not going to be that way in the long run. You'll be transported once you queue up to a random island, and at the moment there's only one template for it available, which is like a jungle theme. So you get like tigers, hosen, pirates, there are like vultures and elementals there. But in the long run, I think that there's supposed to be 6 templates, all of which are going to have like different environmental effects, and it should be just more varied and interesting. Right now, since we only have the one, it is honestly getting kind of old, but it's exciting to test out, and it's fun to see like what the possibilities are. Since it's all procedurally generated, or at least I think that's the best term for it at the moment. I'm not sure if it technically is, or if there are predetermined like options for it to choose from. It doesn't seem like it changes as you go or anything, but I'm gonna have to play more and figure that out. When you queue up, you can bring whatever comp you want, and it doesn't seem like it's role specific, so there shouldn't be longer queue times for DPS if you're going in solo, because I think you, at the moment at least, you can have 3 DPS all at the same time, or you can have 2 DPS and a healer, or throw a tank in there. It doesn't seem to really matter, but at the moment there is only one difficulty available, which is like a normal difficulty, so team comp really, it doesn't matter. In the PvP one, it matters a bit more, because obviously you're fighting a 3v3 scenario on top of just doing the PvE. But in the normal PvE version, it's pretty easy. Like I haven't had trouble holding my own against the entire other team yet on the NPC version of it. It'll be interesting to see how it progresses. When you're doing the PvE version, the really cool feature that Blizzard has been hyping up, and people are curious to see how it works, is they have 3 AI on the other team that behave differently than normal mobs that you would encounter like on Azeroth or on Argus. They're smarter, and they tend to have like their own personalities, which is cool. So it's different characters. The other team is going to be like a racial team. So it'll be like up against Draenei or up against Void Elves. And each of those have 3 characters in them, and they all act somewhat uniquely. For example, the Draenei, they tend to not seek you out, but when you engage, they'll hold their own and kind of fight it out. The Void Elves definitely are more aggressive, so I haven't found them like trying to actively target me, but once you engage with them, they do not try and break combat. They try and see it out to the end, even when there's only like one of them up. It keeps it fresh, and it's interesting. And I'm curious to see what the other faction has to deal with, because right now I've only played Horde, but I get the sense that it still will be kind of balanced on both sides. One interesting thing about the AI is, since they try and have them behave a bit more like players, they tend to jump a lot, which is really interesting. I'm not sure if it's meant to emulate like the sort of scrubby random battleground jumping, or if there is a method to the madness and they're trying to emulate like pro PvPers that jump as an actual like tactical move for their casting. Either way, it's interesting to see, and it's pretty refreshing change. Only having the normal difficulty available is a bit underwhelming at the moment. I think there is potential there, but on the normal, you don't have to really stay as a group. You can 1v3 the other team pretty consistently, or at least I can. None of the mobs are that scary, really. Like the rare elite mobs take a long time to kill, but I haven't really encountered one where I've been like, oh crap, I need my team. It's sort of like, I need my team because this is going to take forever on my own. I'm hoping that as it gets to, I assume, like a heroic difficulty or a mythic difficulty, it'll be more impactful and you'll have to coordinate a lot better. But for the time being, it's pretty simple. The PvP version of it is definitely going to be a lot more engaging because you'll have to find that balance between PvE, trying to get all the Azerite racing towards it, and sentient, just obnoxiously skilled players. Hopefully there will be not necessarily a ranking system, but at least an MMR system so that you don't get 3 2.8k ranked PvPers versus some people that just wanted to test out what the PvP version looks like. But we'll have to see how that goes. On the alpha, obviously, it's kind of a slim group to choose from. So you're primarily getting ranked, or primarily getting grouped, with players that just want to see the new feature. They're not hardcore PvPers. They don't have their UI, which tends to make a pretty big impact when you're not used to playing without it for like a tournament setting. Again, this is just alpha problems. So as it gets down in production, we'll see how it turns out. I am very hopeful for it. I think what it appears to be right now is something that the community, or at least a version of what the community has been asking for, which is that PvP PvE hybrid. So something that's not capture the flag and something that's not a straight deathmatch. We'll have to see how it goes. Right now, it seems kind of like not a watered down version of what people wanted, because there's definitely more on the other side of it, but it's not what I had in mind when I envisioned this PvE PvP potentially more engaging thing to watch as far as the threes battle goes. As always, like it is just alpha content. We don't know what the final product is really going to look like. This is kind of just getting our feet wet. At the moment, I'm already bored of it. I'm very underwhelmed, but it's only one template out right now. I am kind of getting matched with the same like 5 people over and over again because the alpha is so small. So I'm trying to hold off and not write it off yet. Some pros that I have found about it is currently at the moment, I don't know if it'll carry over to live, you get a healthy amount of XP from it. So that could be an alternative to running dungeons while you're questing. I think in the long run, they will award a decent amount of Azerite. I have no frame of reference for what a decent amount is at the moment. So we'll kind of just have to see how that goes on live. But I think what is going to make or break this gameplay feature of either being something that I want to do all the time or something that I've done 3 or 4 times and I'm good, it's really going to come down to what rewards Island Expeditions can offer. If the history of WoW has taught me anything, it's that it doesn't matter how fun or engaging the content is. If the rewards aren't there, people tend to burn out on it pretty quickly. Like, it doesn't matter how awesome or exciting the new raid is. Once people are done gearing their characters, they tend to stop going. I think I'm curious if there will be anything beyond a monetary reward for completing Island Expeditions. Bonus Azerite and XP are pretty great, but will there be toys or cosmetic items, maybe a new set of armor you can gain only by doing a certain difficulty of the Island Expeditions? Or will there be a rating system for PvP? I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to find out. So we'll wait and see, we'll keep an eye out, and then hopefully we'll get an answer in the next few months. Again, it's alpha. I don't know what this is going to look like. This is just an interesting sort of glimpse into what Island Expeditions will be in the future. I'll take another look a little bit further down the road when they have released more features for it, more aspects of Island Expeditions, but for the time being, there's potential there. I just want to see where it goes. Anyway, please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel for more BFA videos, and take it easy, guys.